started today in a child's pose with nice wide knees, and then bringing the feet toward each other, not necessarily touching, but toward each other, and then we'll walk the hands out long and drop the chest and the forehead down to the mat. And starting to deepen your breath. Nice, long, slow inhales through the nose. And then exhaling back out through the nose, nice and slow. And as we slow the breath down, we start to lengthen our inhales and our exhales. Arriving on your mat, taking a moment to slow down, to focus on your body and your breath. On your next inhale, maybe walk the hands just slightly farther forward if you have the space, and then let the head drop once again. As you do that, be careful not to let the hips start to come with you. Make sure the hips are still heavy toward your heels. Take another deep breath in here. Fill your belly, fill your lungs. And then exhale it out completely. Good. On your next inhale, come up onto your knees here. Bring your knees together. And then bring your hands underneath, your wrists rather, underneath your shoulders in your tabletop pose. Good. From here, inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Cat, cow, spines. Exhale. Draw the belly in, chin to the chest. Press the ground away. Do one more like that. Inhale, gaze forward, broad chest. Exhale, round your spine. Press the ground away. Beautiful. Coming back forward here, walk your hands slightly forward, enough so that you can shift yourself forward. So you're in kind of a plank here, a modified plank with your knees down, right? But we've got a straight line from the shoulders to the knees, and the belly is pulling in slightly. We're pressing the ground away. Good. Inhale here, draw the belly in, and then as you exhale, lower a little or halfway down, little knee push up, and then exhale, press the ground away. We'll do that again. Think about the elbows going back as you come down. So inhale here, draw the belly in. Exhale, lower halfway down, and then press back up. Last one here. Inhale, we lower halfway down. Exhale, press it back up. Good. Last one here, I lied, but we'll lower all the way down. Inhale, draw the belly in. Lower, down, slowly, all the way to the mat. Good. Lay down on your belly, maybe shift a little side to side here, get comfy. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that left leg and bring the knee out to the side. So if you need to take a second to look down, we want to make sure we've got two 90-degree angles, one in the hip and one in the knee. And then flex that foot, toes point out to the left. Good. Bring your gaze back forward, and then we're going to come up onto our forearms for our Sphinx pose with a frog leg, our Sphinx frog. Now from here, I want you to think about having a string coming from your chest that is pulling you forward toward the front of the room. You can also pull a little bit with the arms to bring the chest through the window of your arms. Take a breath in here. Press your left leg into the ground. Breathe. Take one more deep breath in, drawing those elbows toward the body. And then exhale, lower your upper body down, rest your head, and bring your left leg back to meet your right. Shift your hips, wiggle back and forth a little bit here. Head is resting down on the backs of the hands. Beautiful. Good. Now from here, bring the hands back underneath your fronts of your shoulders. Keeping your knees down, look forward. Inhale, draw the belly in, and then exhale, press the ground away, lifting up to our little modified plank pose. Now, from here on an inhale, we bring that right leg forward into a lunge position. We're going to start off with kind of a shortened lunge stance. So you'll come up, and then I want you to look down and bring your right foot in slightly so that you've got two 90-degree angles, one at each leg. And bring the hands to the hips, gaze forward. And then from here, we're going to think about drawing the left hip forward, but without moving it. So you might slightly be able to see the difference here if you look at me, but it's something you're going to have to feel in your own body. So inhale, pull the left hip forward and maybe lean the chest back just slightly. Your hip bone is reaching toward the wall in front of you before your chest gets there. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale. Good. Now walk your right foot a little farther forward and maybe a little out to the right so that you can start to sink your hips down. So we're allowing space now in our lunge for our hips to exist. And then from here, big inhale, reach your arms tall. Reach them up like you're trying to grab the ceiling, getting really long through the torso. Big inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, reach a little bit toward the right. So leaning right and reaching toward the right side of your room. Good. You might even lean back slightly in your torso, stretching through the front of the left hip. Maybe the psoas. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, we're coming back through center and then bringing the hands down to frame your right foot. And from here, your left leg, your back leg is going to turn so that your left toes are pointing to the right. And then you're going to walk your right foot in slightly. It's going to look like this. You're going to come up to stand on your left knee that's under your hip, and then your right leg is out to the right. Little bit of a bend in the leg. Toes point toward the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a deep breath in. Stand nice and tall. As you exhale, shift your hips to the right and down. I want you to think here about keeping both hip points the same distance away from the side of you, right? So your both hip points are opening to the left, not the front of the room. And inhale, press the ground away with that right leg and stand back up. Exhale, sink it down and forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, sink it down, and this time stay here. You might bring your right forearm to the top of your right thigh, and you might start to lean a little bit forward into that leg. That is up to you. Wherever you are in the stretch, breathe. Try not to grimace. Try not to frown. It's just yoga. Take another breath in. Exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. Inhale. Hands come to the hips. Stand it up. And then we're going to turn to face the front of the mat again, and we're going to bring our legs around to face forward again as well. Maybe a little more gracefully than I did it. And then we'll bring both hands to the inside of your right leg and walk that right foot a little bit more out to the right. Good. From here, tuck your back toes, lift your back leg. Lizard lunge. Shift forward and back a little bit here. A little bit of movement, maybe little circles with the hips. Good. And then find stillness for just a moment. Gaze forward, sink the hips, broaden the chest, and think tall through the torso. And then we're going to do the opposite. Exhale, press your right foot down, straighten your right leg a little bit, and fold forward. Inhale, come forward, low lunge, lizard lunge, tall through the chest, hips are heavy. Exhale, press the ground away, fold over the leg, straighten that right leg, however much feels good. And then inhale, coming back down to your lunge. I'm going to look forward, find that nice tall chest, and then however many steps you need is the right amount of steps. We are going to come forward into a into a squat. So, little steps, like so, up to the front of your mat, 2 feet down, toes pointed out to the sides. I'm going to turn so you can see, and then settle the hips down into your malasana, your yogic squat, your yoga squat. And then when you get there, shift side to side a little bit. Bring the hands together to the chest. The elbows come to the insides of the knees. The chest is tall. You know the drill, shifting side to side a little bit here. And then when you're ready, finding your center, finding your stillness in your squat, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your left hand to the ground outside of your left knee. So our outer left arm is pressing into that left inner knee. And then we reach up, big inhale, reach your right arm up, gaze up to the right. Exhale, come down through center. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, reach your left arm up tall, gaze to the left thumb. Good. Moving through that. So we exhale, left arm, right arm up, gaze up. Exhale through center. Place that right hand down. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Move at the pace of your breath. Your exhale brings you down. Your inhale, you twist and reach. Last one. Bring your right hand down, left arm up. And then exhaling, coming back to center. Bring the hands to the chest. Sit nice and tall. And now from your yoga squat, that squat where we kind of relax down into it, right? We let our weight kind of let us sink into the squat. I want you to find an active squat. So your hips might raise, your butt might raise about an inch. In fact, it shouldn't raise very much. But if I said stand up, which I'm not, but if I said stand up, you would be able to right away, right? So the difference between sitting back and active, right? Okay, so we're finding that active squat. Okay, and now we're going to slowly, on the count of 2 to 10, stand up. So we'll start standing. 10, 9, pressing the ground away with the feet. 8, 7, go slow. 6, keep the chest tall. 5, 4, press. 3, not there yet. 2, 1, stand it all the way up. Shake it out. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Bring the feet underneath your hips. Take a big inhale, reach tall, arms, hands touch at the top of your inhale. And then exhale, fold it down. Good. Standing at the top of your mat. Forward fold. And then when you're ready, place your hands, step both feet back, and lower your knees. This should look familiar. Your little modified plank pose. Look forward. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, push up halfway down and press. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, 2 lower, and then exhale, big push with the hands. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Beautiful. Good. Inhale, lower slowly. Bring the belly down, bring the chest down. We've got that frog leg on the other side, so we're reaching that right leg out to the right, 290-degree angles in the hip and in the knee. And then we bring the forearms down, Sphinx pose in the upper body. Beautiful. So your arms here are like the number 11. Your forearms are parallel, your palms are down to the mat. And then we pull the arms in toward the body, right? We broaden the chest. Head nice and tall. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. One more round of breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, stack your hands, widen your elbows, and sneak that right leg back toward your left. Drop your forehead down. Wiggle it out. Good. When you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. No, I'm just kidding. Untuck your toes. Draw your belly in. Take a breath in. When you're ready, exhale. Press the ground away. Keep your knees down. Good. And then we'll bring that left leg forward. Our low lunge, that double 90 degrees. So 90 degree in the left, 90 degree in the right. Hands to the hips. Stand tall. Good. As you gaze forward and as you inhale, that right hip point presses forward as the torso stays nice and tall. We're stretching through the hip flexor here, so one part of the hip flexor gets nice and stretched when we kind of isolate it like this rather than the normal sinking down into the lunge. If you're wondering, what am I supposed to feel? Inhale here, draw that right hip slightly forward, right hip bone forward. Good, and then we'll walk that left foot a little farther forward and a little to the left. Gives our hips the space to sink down, and then big inhale, reach your arms tall. So we're long through the torso. We're tall. Our arms are reaching as our hips are sinking. Breathe in. As you exhale, lean to the left. Inhale. Exhale, maybe lean a little more. Maybe lean a little back in the torso. Feeling that right hip flexor, the right groin maybe a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, draw the belly in, come back through center, and then bring the hands down, 2 hands inside the left foot. And we'll tuck the back toes under, lift the back leg, low lizard lunge, shifting forward and back a little bit, side to side, little circles, whatever feels good. And breathing, of course. Good. On your next inhale, get tall in the torso, kind of sit up a little bit more, chest facing the front, gaze forward. And then as you exhale, use the left leg to press the ground away and fold over the leg a little or a lot. We'll do that again. Inhale, come down, gaze forward, tall in the torso. Hips are heavy. Exhale, press and fold. Inhale, come forward. And then exhale. Shift it back. Good. Inhale, come forward once again. And then this time, drop your back knee and turn your back leg so that the right toes to the left. We walk our hands over to the long side of the mat and bring that left foot in. All right, I'm going to turn around so that you can see what's happening. Hands come to the hips. We stand up. Our right hip is above our right knee, and our left leg is out to the left, toes pointing forward in the front of the mat. Good. Take a big inhale here. Stand tall. And then as you exhale, shift the hips to the left and down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Exhale, shift it forward and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, shift it down. Good. Stay here. Continue to breathe in this pose. Try to keep that left knee from creeping forward, right? We're pulling that knee back toward the wall behind us, using the muscles of the leg, obviously, not our hands. And then bring the forearm to the top of the thigh. If you like, you can start to lean a little bit into that left leg. That will intensify the stretch, probably, in the left leg. Inhale here. And exhale. Stay with it. One more inhale. Exhale, maybe you sink a little bit deeper. Good. Next inhale brings us back up, out of the pose. And then we bring our hands down to frame that left leg and turn our right leg back to face the back of the mat. Good. 2 hands inside that left leg. Bring the toes to face a little bit out to the left so that we're already ready for our squat. And then we'll come up onto those toes of the right leg, the right foot. And with an inhale, looking forward, we start to shift our weight forward and step into our Malasana. Good. Sink the hips down. Last time here. Bring the hands to the chest. Press your elbows or maybe even your upper arms into the insides of the knees. So the arm presses into the leg, driving those knees out to the side and back. Stay here for a moment. If it feels better to stay in motion a little bit here, shifting side to side, do it. If not, find your stillness in the center, sitting tall through the chest, pressing the palms actively together. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more like that, big inhale. And then as you exhale, release your arms. Bring your hands back behind you. In whatever configuration works, we're going to find a seat. Sit yourselves down. Bring the feet out in front of you. Keep the bend in the knees. So the feet are flat on the ground. Knees are slightly bent, medium bent. And our hands are back behind us. Take an inhale. Get tall in the torso again. Straighten out through the arms. And then as you exhale, shift the knees over to the right. Good. Inhale through center and then shift the knees over to the left. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale. This time, really press both knees down into the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale. Knees to the left. Press them down. Good. One more each side. Move with your breath. Inhaling through center and exhaling to one side. And then we inhale center, exhale other side. Beautiful. Come back through center here. Walk the hands in. Sit up. Use your hands, grab your ankles, and bring the soles of the feet together. Now, in your Baddha Konasana, your butterfly, you get to choose how far your feet are from yourself. So, take your pick. They can be nice and far away, creating kind of like a square between the legs, or they can be close. It is up to you. The legs, the knees, the outer legs do not need to touch the ground. If they're up here, that is perfectly fine, but I want them to just be heavy, right? So intentionally letting the legs sink down toward the floor, not to the floor, but they are heavy. Something that can help with this is to kind of do a little flap of your butterfly wings before you let them sink down and be still. Now, wherever you are, hands are touching the legs somewhere. We take a big inhale to sit nice and tall. Broad chest, long neck. And then we'll exhale to start to fold forward. Keeping the back nice and straight. Thinking about drawing the chest down to the ground before the head. Now, if you get down nice and far and you want to drop the head and kind of curl in and really get compact in the pose and fold, you're welcome to do so. But keeping the back nice and straight and just folding to the point that feels good is also great. Breathe wherever you are. Taking one more round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Use your hands on the inhale to press your torso back up, and then bring the hands to the outsides of the legs and draw the legs in together. Walk the feet out again once more and bring the hands back behind you. Let the legs fall to one side and then to the other. A little windshield wiper through the legs. Let it be relaxed. Couple times each side. And then when you're ready, we will meet in a comfortable seat. So maybe cross-legged, maybe legs out to either side, whatever feels good. And then bring your hands to the tops of the legs, sitting nice and tall. We'll close with one deep breath in and out through the nose. When you're ready, big inhale. And exhale.